Hello, it's Jim from JetsonHacks.com. On today's show, we are going to install a fan on our Jetson Nano. Let's get started. Okay, let's take a look at the Jetson. There are 4 mounting holes for the fan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that the bores of the holes do not have any threads cut into them. The mounting holes are a little bit more than 2.5 millimeters. J15 is the fan header. It provides 5 volts and PWM control for the fan. Because the Jetson provides 5 volts of power, we need to use a 5 volt fan. There are several ways that we can attach our fan. You can use a 2.5 millimeter screw that's about 25 millimeters long and capture it with a nut, but that's a little bit challenging because the nuts are so small. We could use some self-tapping M3 screws, about 25 millimeters long. They have a pointy end and sharp cutting teeth. For this installation, we will use M3 machine screws. They're about 23 millimeters long. These stainless steel screws are probably strong enough to cut their own threads, but we are going to use a M3 tap to cut our threads before installation. That will make our threads all nice and clean. Let's cut some threads. We have our trusty M3 by 0.5 tap. You want to be perpendicular to the hole that you want to thread. Turn the tap clockwise. It doesn't take a whole lot of pressure. As my father always told me, let the tool do the work. Once you have tapped the hole, turn the tool in the opposite direction, which is counterclockwise. Three more to go. 2 more to go. 1 more to go. Threading complete. You'll get some metal shavings, so we need to clean those up. You'll probably want to do this over a trash can. It's fun to use some bottled air here too. That's always fun. And now we're ready to install our fan. Here's our fan. It's a Noctua NF-A4x20. 5 volts PWM. Make sure yours is 5 volts. Some people grab the 12 volt version by mistake. There's a whole bunch of bullet points here. Let's open it up this way. Ooh, here we have some airflow diagrams. I like this one. It's kind of curly. Here's where we nod our head knowingly. There's the fan. I can see it peeking out. This is some package. Ooh, there's even more information. 40 by 20 millimeters, 5 volt PWM version, polarity protection. Oh, and flow acceleration channels. That sounds fast. And AA0 frame. It has integrated anti-vibration pads. And it has a SS02 bearing. That's important to people like us. Let's take this puppy out of the box. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but we only need the fan for our installation. This is a 4-pin connector for the fan. The connector is keyed to help install it correctly. First 2 pins provide ground and 5 volts of power. The 3rd pin is used to relay the rotation speed of the fan to the Jetson. It's called the tachometer signal. And the 4th pin is the PWM signal, which the Jetson uses to control the speed of the fan. Jetson controls the fan dynamically. There are temperature sensors in the Jetson Nano module, which are monitored by the system software. Based on these temperature readings, the system decides whether to turn the fan on and how fast to turn it. The system spins the fan when it is under heavy thermal stress. The large heatsink helps cool the Jetson. Under normal operating conditions, the Jetson will not spin the fan in order to save energy. You will notice that some people install their fan and then they report that it doesn't work. What is happening there is that the Jetson Nano module has not reached the trigger operational temperature to tell the system to start the fan. This fan has a nice little diagram. It says that the air flows this way and the fan spins that way. So we want to place it like this on our Jetson. We put our fan here. We want to start all 4 screws before we tighten them down. We have our handy dandy screwdriver. Once we have started all the screws, it's time to tighten them up. Not too tight. We don't want to strip our threads. It's time to plug the fan into the Jetson. This is a pretty long cable. You could route it like this and use a zip tie to secure it, but I'm just going to wrap it around like this and plug it in. Installation complete. You may want to route the cables a little more formally and dress them out. Now we're ready to test out our fan. Looking again at this cable, it doesn't look very happy. I think I will reroute it. I'll put it down here and then dress it with this zip tie. Now let's test it out. I have inserted an SD card. The SD card sets up the Jetson to run headless. I've installed a Wi-Fi card into the Jetson. Here's its little Wi-Fi antennas. That's how we talk to the Jetson over the Wi-Fi network. Let's plug it in. We're using the barrel jack. J48 is jumpered. We need to give it 30 to 45 seconds to boot up. Notice that when we plug the power in, the fan does not automatically start. As we discussed earlier, the fan only comes on when there's thermal stress on the system. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Now we will use another computer to SSH into the Jetson and turn the fan on. Will wonders never cease? Of course, you can do the same thing from your Jetson desktop. If you hook your Jetson up to a monitor, you simply open up a terminal and then run the Jetson_clocks script. The Jetson clock script turns on the fan, maximum velocity, and sets the CPU and GPU clocks to their maximum values in the given mode that the Jetson is currently set in. If you like this video, smash the like button and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.